10K a month is the North Star. It's the goal for the majority of new agency owners. But what does it actually take to get there? Now, I'm not going to sell you a dream today. I'm going to give you the harsh reality, the realistic path to going from zero to that holy grail of a six-figure online business. And the truth is, it's not about your outreach. It's not about your script. It's not even about your tone. It's so much deeper than that. And if you're coming into this opportunity with false expectations because you've been sold a dream by someone, you're going to struggle. But if you pay attention to the concepts I'm going to go through today, some of you guys, many of you in fact, will hit the point of owning a six-figure agency and beyond. So let's get stuck into this. So I'm breaking this down into three individual categories. Zero, which is the point that many of you will be at. You're not making any money in your agency yet. Maybe you haven't even launched. Going between 1 and 5K a month, 5 to 10K a month. Then we might touch on a little bit beyond that as well. Now, it took me personally 3 months to go from zero to that 10K a month point in my agency, affluent.co. I documented the whole journey on YouTube. You can look back on it. I've since made millions in that agency, and I still own it to this day. Now, was my journey typical? No, absolutely not. Have I seen other people, many other people, reach that same goal in that same time frame? Absolutely yes, but each and every one of those people understood deeply the concepts that I'm going to run through in this video, and if you don't absorb them, you're going to have to fail forward and learn the hard way, and it might take you a little bit longer to reach that goal. Okay, we're all on different paths, and we need to understand that and not compare ourselves to other people and hold ourselves to an impossible standard. So with that in mind, let's break this down, and I'm going to do this one by one, starting off with point zero, okay? And this is all about killing the old you. You need to get rid of who you are right now to become the person that you actually fundamentally want to be, okay? And it starts off with tackling self-doubt head on. When you start a new business, you're going to be so fueled with doubt, okay? In fact, you're actually going to doubt every aspect of this business model and what you are trying to achieve here, because you have been brainwashed by society your entire life to be a wheel in a cog and to work in a 9 to 5 for somebody else. And every corner of the education system is built to make normal people believe, like you and I, that only 0.1% of people run a successful business, those people that got lucky, right? It's not for you, it's not for I, it's for them, okay? You can't achieve it, you don't have the ability. All these self-doubts that will be ingrained in you, but just trust that every successful person out there has already broken the chains in which society has set on themselves, okay? And so if you're fueled with self-doubt right now, understand that everyone ahead of you has already been through that position, has already broken through that. And the way that I found it was easier, at least, to overcome that self-doubt was to rationalize the journey that I had coming forward, was to implement a daily action plan and a checklist, write a list of all the things that I needed to achieve to go from the person I am right now to the person that I want to be, okay? And this massively helps with overcoming procrastination, because in the early stages, you're going to have all these dreams of all the things that you want to achieve, and you know what you actually need to do, but you're going to be riddled with procrastination, which comes fundamentally from your own self-doubt, which society has put upon you, okay? So set a daily action plan with checklists and work through this every single day. This action plan might be 100 things long of all the things you need to achieve in your agency. That's fine. Just work through it and tick things off every day. Focus on the micro and not on the macro. So many of us can be blinded by that goal of 10K a month, but getting from 0 to 10 is a lot harder than getting from 0 to 1, okay? It doesn't matter about your 10th client or your 8th client, or how many clients you need to hit that 10K month point. What matters is getting your first client. What matters is building your offer. What matters is choosing your niche. What matters is outreaching to clients. Focus on the micro tasks that are going to get you the macro results. Don't obsess over the macro too much. Just visualize about the macro and implement the micro. But you need to kill the person you used to be. If you want to be someone different and you want to achieve something that you can't have right now, that you haven't already achieved, you cannot continue to do the same things that you are doing within your life right now. You must kill the old person that you used to be and create a new identity for yourself. So how can you do this? Routine shocking. Routine shocking is something that has helped so many people that I've mentored over the years, including myself, dramatically changing your routine and dramatically changing your day-to-day life. Because if you dramatically change yourself and your routine, it will trigger action in other areas of your life, like this ripple, okay? For example, waking up at 5 a.m. in the morning. Now, many of you will be listening to me thinking, well, I've heard this all the time, like entrepreneurs say, wake up early, right? They say that for a reason. When you wake up early, you are forcing yourself in an uncomfortable position, doing something that you don't want to do. Your whole being, your whole body is obsessed with remaining comfortable, by staying in bed, by snoozing that alarm. But when you wake up early, you are physically forcing yourself into doing something that you don't want to do. And eventually, you will see that ripple effect, and you will see all these other changes, and you'll start doing all the other hard shit that you didn't previously want to do. Okay, so 5 a.m. starts, and if not, working on the weekends, treating that for business, not just going out on Friday night and being hungover for the remainder of the weekend. Make drastic changes in your life, okay? And each of you need to look at your own individual circumstances and try and assess where these drastic changes can be made to get maximum benefit. But for me, the easiest one, it's waking up earlier, and I would recommend it to so many of you guys. Read the book, The Morning Miracle, from Hal Elrod. That book changed my life in the early stages, okay? He practiced or taught a process called savers. And you start off with S for silence, okay? So if you wake up early, probably all the other people in your household are going to be asleep still, sitting in silence, practicing meditation and mindfulness. A for affirmations, affirming to yourself and embodying the person you want to be, physically saying to yourself, okay, I am successful, I am going to be a six-figure agency owner, and embodying that, manifesting it. V for visualization. Okay, I used to have a pin board up on my desk. I had the cars, the house I wanted, the family I wanted, all the things that I wanted to achieve. Don't be afraid to have those materialistic things in there if they drive you. E for exercise, getting the body running, getting rid of that brain fog very early on. Exercise is incredible in the morning for clarity. R for reading, educating yourself. Before I started practicing this, I hadn't read books since I was in school. I couldn't stand reading. But in reading The Miracle Morning, in waking up early and practicing savers, I started just increasing my knowledge on a daily basis. Now I'm addicted to learning new things every single day. And then finally, S for scribing. Okay, this is writing things down, journaling, practicing gratitude, etc. Go read the book. You're going to get a better understanding of all savers. I could create a whole video on this, so if you want me to, let me know. And finally, all we are trying to achieve here is we are trying to get hard. We are trying to obsess over improvement. Most people are soft. Most people are weak. Most people aren't willing to achieve or do the hard shit to achieve the stuff they want to achieve. That is the harsh reality of life. If you are soft, if you make excuses, you will not become the person you want to be. You have to get hard. You have to get gritty. You have to do the difficult shit that everybody else is not prepared to do. And if you are not prepared to do this thing, if you're not prepared to kill the old you might as well stop watching the rest of this video. Truthfully, you might as well stop watching the rest of this video if you are not prepared to kill the person you are right now, so you can embody and become the person you want to be, who is going to be worthy of owning a six-figure business. Because you right now in your position, if you were worthy of that, you would already have a six-figure business. Because fundamentally, the person you are right now clearly does not align with the goals that you have for your future. And so you have to make a drastic change. And I can say that as someone that has already been through that. The old me was a completely different person to who I am today. I would go out Fridays and Saturday nights, be hungover for the entire weekend. I would start work at 9 a.m. and wake up at 8 a.m. and just drag myself through the shower. Sometimes I wouldn't even shower and just drag myself to work because I was so late. I was a completely different person, and I had to make drastic changes and kill the old me before I could even think about starting on my business and being a success in other areas of my life. Okay? So that's point 0. It's the most important point out of all of this. If you're going to implement anything from this, it's point 0. It's killing the old you. Let's move on. If we want to make that first 1K, if we want to get our first 1 or 2 clients, first couple of clients over the line, it's all about building real relationships. It's about building real relationships with real people, real interactions, okay? Sales is all about relationships, and an agency is a sales-based business, okay? Whether you like it or not, you're going to have to start speaking to people and building relationships with them. But most people treat their clients like Tinder dates. They sit there in the comfort, protected by their computer. At home, behind a screen, that's so easy. It's so easy to type messages, okay? But what's the problem with typing messages? They're very much open to interpretation. When we're texting someone who've already been there, when we're trying to speak to a new girl or a new guy, whatever, and we're going back and forth and you're waiting for the response and they take a little while to respond. They've got all these different moments of interpretation. They're distracted by their everyday life. They can read your message in 5 different ways and it'll mean 5 different things to them because they've gone through it in their head multiple times over. You don't have that in real world conversation. When someone is standing in front of you, you can't wait 10 minutes or 2 hours to respond to that individual. Your mind has to process the information that is in front of you a lot quicker, and so it is much easier to build relationships in the real world face to face. The caveat to that is most people will always choose to remain protected by their computer because, again, we fundamentally want to stay comfortable, and we don't want to do that, right? We want to get hard. We want to do the uncomfortable shit. So do not be like most people. Be prepared to go out there and build real interactions, build real relationships. Now, am I saying this is the only way for you to build a successful agency? No, absolutely not. Many of you can just be able to cold call, send emails, send DMs, and you'll sign up clients. But if you want to get there in the shortest time frame possible, then this is the realistic way of achieving this. This is what I did and what so many other people, so many other successful agency owners did to get to this point of signing their first few clients in the quickest way possible with the least resistance, okay? So you need to get out and get seen. Now, I would recommend going door to door. Go into your local city, okay, and go start knocking down doors. I did this to sign up my first restaurant client. At least I booked a meeting with them by going in there. Walk in, make sure you know the business owner by name, still go through your lead generation process as you would, and go in and ask for that business owner by name. And when they're in front of you, at which point, just simply act like you're just passing through. They can say something like, look, I don't want to take much of your time now. I'm actually just out shopping with my girlfriend. I've been meaning to pop in for a while. I noticed you guys aren't running any Facebook ads at the moment. Now, I'm a marketer and I've got some really great ideas for you on how we can help you fill the restaurant. Would you be open to me coming back at the time that's more convenient? Something along those lines, just simply off the cuff, okay? Make sure that it's just like, okay, I'm just actually out and about. Like, this is, you don't want it to feel like you're going in and you're knocking door to door in all these different businesses. Say, oh yeah, I came across you guys and noticed, or you might have a web design agency. I noticed that your website is looking a little bit tired. I actually had some really great ideas on how we can improve the website. Would you be open to me coming in and showing you? Okay? Keep it very, very casual. Don't get into a pitch right then. Book in a meeting and do that with every business in your local area that you resonate with. You don't have to literally walk into every archaic business that you don't have any interest in, but this will truly help you get a huge amount of meetings because most people aren't prepared to go door to door. Most people would rather stay in the comfort behind their computer. Next thing is networking events. Networking events are a secret weapon for client acquisition. These were incredible for me in the early stages. I actually went to a networking event with one of my first clients, the restaurant that I signed up, okay? Her name was Jane. And she called me up and she said, Jordan, there's this really great event that's going on. It's called the Avocado Club. Avocado Club? Yeah, the Avocado Club. And it was in the morning. It was on this little rooftop bar in my local city. And there was loads of local businesses there. And I went along with my client. And she introduced me to these businesses. And because I was already getting her some results, it was like an in-person case study. And trust me, in-person case study is the best thing that you could ever have. And I signed up multiple clients off the back of that networking event, one of which was a jeweler who introduced me to others. Okay, in local business, the reason why I love local business when you're first starting out is everybody knows each other and you're the local face, and so they want to introduce you to someone else, especially if they know you're only just getting started, because entrepreneurs love helping new entrepreneurs. There's a bug. It's like great identifying someone that's hungry for success, and they all want to help you out. And the way to do that and build those relationships is not by sitting behind Zoom. It's by going physically, meeting your clients, seeing them in person, going to these events with them. Now, you don't have to go to these events with your clients. You can go by yourself. You can guarantee right now, if you Google in your area, networking events in your city, there'll be so many. Go to those events, get mingling, get uncomfortable. You'll be shocked at how many meetings you can set off the back of it. And don't underestimate who is in your existing network, okay? You might not think you know any business owners, but you can guarantee that someone on your Facebook does. And so when you're just starting out, put a post out on Facebook. Let them know you're starting an agency and you're looking to help local businesses in the area and you're keen to have some conversations and you've got a unique offer to start off as like a launch offer or something, and see how many people message you. You'll be surprised. Old friends from school, they know somebody else, they're going to drop you a message. Do not be afraid to put yourself out there. You need to get seen in as many ways possible in these early stages, okay? Don't be fussy. Just chuck yourself out there and get known. You need to use every advantage, okay? Leverage your industry experience. Leverage your locality. Leverage your existing relationships. And by industry experience, I mean you might have a 9 to 5 job there. You were a bricklayer before, okay? Well, speak to other bricklayers. You might have been working in restaurants or speak to other restaurants. You might have been a personal trainer. Speak to personal trainers. Leverage your advantages that other people don't have, that your competitors don't have. And don't shy away from pay after results deals. So many new start agency owners think that they're selling themselves short by offering free trials. And free trials, truthfully, are your greatest weapon in the early stages. Free trials are a way to prove to someone who doesn't trust you that you can do what you're saying you can do. And that's your biggest challenge in the early stages. It's proving that you are who you say you are and you can do what you are saying you can do. Now, I don't believe that you should be going out there and offering everybody a free service. But what I do believe is you should use it as your weapon in your arsenal. At the end of the meeting, if they say no to you, say, look, I completely understand how you feel. Why don't I just do this for you for free? I'm so confident this will work for you that I would be willing to do this for you for free for the first 2 weeks, for the first month. And at the end of that period, only if I get you X result do you have to pay me. See what they say. Then it's the secret weapon that doesn't kill your positioning because you're not going out there saying freebies, freebies, freebies. Instead, you're offering it as this last resort, almost just like a friend. Okay, they're not expecting it. It kind of blindsides them. And so many times you'll get that yes from holding that back. So don't be afraid to do those pay after results. The most valuable thing in the early stages is not money that you can earn, it's case studies that you can collect. Because opportunity is sparse. Okay? Opportunity is sparse in the early stages. You've got it all against you. And I'm going to tell you the truth. You have everything against you. As a new start agency owner, you are jumping into the bullpit. You don't have experience, you don't have knowledge, you probably don't even have sales. Okay? You're fumbling through it. And so opportunity is sparse. Don't be choosy. Take opportunity where it comes, okay? Welcome it with open arms. Even if the clients aren't the most suitable, that's okay. You're going to gain experience within them. You're going to understand next time which client is more suitable and you're going to go and aim for those next time round. And finally, stay in your lane. Don't be looking at what the big dogs are doing. Don't be watching what I'm doing to grow my agency. Don't be watching somebody that's already 10K a month. Stay in your lane and do the shit that is working for you right now. Because going from 1 to 5K a month is very different from going to 5 to 10, 10 to 50, 50 to 100, 100K plus. They're all different. It all requires different mentalities and different strategies. And so stick with the basics. Look for opportunity everywhere. Get out and get seen and build real interactions and real relationships with people local in your area. That is the true way and the most efficient way, and the most realistic way of going from 1 to 5K in 1 to 2 months. Okay? 5 to 10 is all about leverage. It's about building conviction. Conviction is absolutely everything in your agency. Conviction is your true, utter belief in yourself. Okay? It's the antichrist of that self-doubt we have at the 0 point. It's when you finally start getting clients and you're getting great results for them. It's that full belief that your agency is truly helping other people, and you go from someone who's trying to sell a service that you're unsure about to business owners to ramming it down their throat because they need to work with you and you know that you can provide value to them and you can help them achieve their goals. It's that full, utter conviction. And so you need to leverage that conviction that you have. I'm going to run through some of the ways that you can achieve that. So the first thing we need to do is refine the business model. At this point, when we've got a few clients in, okay, we were probably a generalist beforehand. We might have signed up a gym, we might have signed up a dentist, we might have signed up an aesthetic clinic, we might have signed up a hair transplant clinic, whatever. Okay, we're working with multiple opportunity is sparse, as we said. We're taking these, we're collecting these clients, collecting these case studies. When we hit that 5K a month point, roughly, okay, everything I'm saying, like, this will be different for each and every one of you depending on a whole bunch of different variables, but roughly speaking, around that 5K a month point, you're going to want to make sure you then transition into a niche focus, okay? You go hone in and you pick which of those clients, which of those industries you are the most interested in, and you just start working specifically with them and offering a service specifically for them. You may then also want to look into introducing a performance model. This might be pay per appointment, or even better, pay per show. Okay, if you're working with online businesses, this might be a percentage of return on ad spend or a percentage of ad spend as well. Okay, so introduce some kind of a performance model. That's where you're going to start getting scalable clients. Okay, and you're going to be making a lot more money. And this is really going to set the foundation for you to then scale from 10 to 50 and 50 to 100 plus as well. And forget copying what the big dogs are doing. And I've already affirmed this, but you need to forget copying what everybody else ahead of you is doing. It's very easy as a business owner to think that in order for you to, let's say your long-term goal is to hit 100K, you need to just do what the 100K guys are doing. No. The guys that are already are 80K trying to get to 100K are doing something completely different. Their priorities are completely different to what yours should be going from 5 to 10K. So forget copying what the big dogs are doing and start associating yourself with other people that are a similar level to you, and simply share ideas and tactics that are working for them, okay? So refine the business model. Next, we need to prioritize case studies over cash. Proof is your biggest asset. Leverage the shit out of it. Proof gives you conviction. Conviction is everything. So leverage the shit out of every single case study that you get. You want to be collecting case studies at this point within your agency. And to do that and to get the best case studies, I would always recommend you under-promising and over-delivering every time. So many agency owners make this fundamental mistake of over-promising to their clients because they're desperate to get the client. I really want to get these guys over the line. So what they do is they promise them the world. Say, I'm going to get you 10 clients. They don't know they can get in 10 clients, right? They might even just get them, no, they can get them 5 on it, but they're going to say 10 because I want to get them over the line, I want to get that money. It's the biggest mistake that you could make because that client is going to be a headache, right? And even if you do get them 10 clients might be the max that you get them. Even if you do, they're going to be satisfied with your service because all you've done is done what you said you were going to do. You said, oh, I'm going to get you 10 clients, you got them 10 clients, they're going to be satisfied. Whereas if you promise that client 5 clients, if you promise that client 3 clients, still enough for them to be profitable and to make sense for them to move ahead, they're going to be overwhelmed with how well you have actually done because you have over-promised to them. That client is going to be so much more likely to say yes to a video testimonial. It's going to be so much more likely to say yes to a Trustpilot review, yes to a Google review, yes to a Facebook review. They're going to be so much more likely to give you referrals to other businesses in the local area because you have over-delivered on your promise. And this is key. With every single client that you sign, do not fall into the trap of over-promising and under-delivering. Always aim to over-deliver and get quick wins for each and every client that you work with. Because a quick win, okay, and by a quick win I mean we sign up a client and within 2 weeks we get them a really great result. We launch a reactivation campaign, we launch a Google review campaign and we get them loads of reviews, okay, or we launch a specific limited time offer and we got them some quick results, okay. We want to get them a win as soon as we possibly can. Within month 1, we want to get a quick win. Okay, that's when the relationship is new and we've got the highest chance of getting a great case study from them. And the minute we get one of those wins, we strike when the iron is hot. Okay, when they hit their peak of happiness after signing up and working with us and have got through all that anxiety on whether or not we're actually going to make this work for them, when we hit that peak of happiness and we get them the first result, that's when we strike and we ask for a video testimonial, we ask for a review on Google and Facebook, whatever mediums you are using, okay? And you want to collect these case studies and you want to prioritize them over cash, okay? It's counterintuitive, right? Most people think, let me just prioritize cash, let me just prioritize making as much money as possible. No, if you actually prioritize getting great case studies, if you prioritize delivering a great service that enables you to get quick wins and over-deliver to your clients, then cash will follow. You'll make infinitely more cash in your business if you prioritize case studies and results so much more and you'll scale so much quicker. That is vitally important. This is the biggest mistake. I keep saying this is the biggest mistake. This is the biggest issue. You get what I'm saying? This is one of the biggest mistakes that agency owners make. They prioritize cash. They think selfishly and they're not prioritizing the thing that actually matters, which is client results, which in turn will bring you more money in your business. Finally, you're going to hit a point between 5 and 10k a month where you start feeling pain, okay? You start feeling pain in the business and you're going to want to hire. You're going to want to build your team. It's very important that when we hire, we are only hiring when we feel pain, that we do not hire for luxury, okay? We always hire for pain, not hire for luxury. If you hire for luxury, it'd be nice to have a team member. It'd be nice for me to take a back step. If you're thinking about taking a back step, 5 to 10k, you're fucked. You're fucked. If you're thinking of taking a back step of 5 to 10k, you've got such a long road ahead of you. The minute you hire for luxury, you get complacent in your position. And I've seen so many agency owners go back to that 0 point because they hired too soon for the wrong reasons. Only hire when you are feeling the pinch, when you no longer can reach out to the same amount of companies that you used to be able to reach out to, that you can no longer grow at the rate that you used to be able to, that you're overworked and you're very stressed out. That's when you hire. And when you do make that first hire, hire for service, okay? If you want to outsource the sales, you need to partner for sales, okay? What do I mean by this? Service delivery is an easy thing to hire for, regardless of what your service is. This video applies to whatever agency you're running. I don't care if your ads, your website, your SEO, your Google, whatever you are. Hiring for service is pretty easy. There's a lot of service delivery people out there. But for sales, you need to understand that only you as the business owner, you will have the highest close rate. Nobody else out there in the company will have a close rate as good as you, unless you're truly awful at sales. And you can, of course, hire an animal in sales, but an animal in sales is going to be demanding a lot of money. You're going to be paying 4, 5, up to 10k a month for someone that's truly a master at their craft in sales, because great salespeople get paid great amounts of money, right? It's so much easier to hire a really great service delivery person. And so as the business owner, you need to be involved in sales. You need to be taking the calls. You need to be jumping on and closing clients. You can outsource the outreach, but again, I wouldn't recommend doing that until after you've got service delivery out of the way. If you truly hate sales and you truly are useless at sales, then you need to partner for it. You need to get a business partner in the company, give them a percentage so they are motivated enough to be doing the sales on your behalf. And then you can nurture someone and have them great. But you need to make sure that they are great at what they do. The last thing you want to do is bring a business partner in and be stuck with them. Make sure they are a killer. Look at some of their sales calls. Get some of their recordings. Make your own best judgment off the back of that. Don't just accept someone's word. Salespeople are salespeople. They will sell themselves to you. And if you get sold on the wrong person, you're screwed. So make sure you vet them. And this is vital for every single person in the team, because bench strength is critical. Okay, there comes a point in your agency when you start hiring, the minute you start hiring, bench strength is critical. Your team are a reflection of your company. The quality of your team is the quality of your company, is the quality of your output. Never excuse low performance. If you have a team member which is underperforming, act on it quickly. Hire slow, take your time and bring in someone in, and fire very, very fast. Fire very unemotionally. Get rid of people that do not perform. This is a mistake that I made in the early stages. Okay, I could have gone from 10 to 100k so much quicker if I didn't just allow shit people in the team to continue working for me. You need to get rid of those people. You need to have regular reviews. You need to keep on top of their role. And if they're not performing, give them the opportunity to improve. And if they don't improve, get rid of them and replace them. Team is everything. And the bigger your company gets, the more important team becomes. Okay, with every stage of scale, team becomes more and more fundamentally important. And these early team members are very often going to be those team members, those foundational team members that end up being managers and directors in your company. So you want to be hiring with that in mind. Hire people that you can see yourself working with long term, who you can see yourself moving or themselves moving and being nurtured into this position of being a manager. They're going to understand your business in and out because they were there from the beginning. Okay? And finally, watch your cash very, very closely. Okay? With every single purchase that you make, don't just be treating your bank account as if it's your personal bank account. Treat every single purchase you make as an opportunity to make more money. Ask yourself, will this help me make more money? If it doesn't, okay, outside of your general expenses, you've got to live, right? You've got to pay for your rent, you've got to pay for your food and so on. Live within your means, or live well within your means. And any business expense, ask yourself, will this make me more money? Do not get stuck in the trap of spending your money. Some of you, 5 to 10k will be more money than you've ever earned in your life before. Okay, if you get complacent, if you celebrate too early, if you don't delay gratification at this point, you're going to screw up your financials. If you lose a couple of clients, you might need to get a job again. You might not be able to pay your rent because you spent it on a watch, you spent it on a down payment for a car. Don't make those mistakes. You can reward yourself at higher milestones. Reward yourself at 10k. Sure, at 10k you're going to have a surplus, you can spend it on some stuff if you want to spend it. But don't spend your money until you reach that point. Ask yourself every time you make a purchase, will this help me make more money? If it doesn't, then cut it out. So that's going from 5 to 10k a month. It's all about leverage. It's all about conviction. It's all about stacking up those case studies. I've got some bonus for you guys. I want to run through that right now. First of all, 10k will never be enough. Truly, 10k will never be enough for most people. Okay, we set this goal of 10k, and I'm speaking from experience, and I say I'd set this goal of 10k. It's more money than I'd ever seen on a monthly basis. And when you hit it, you do feel an incredible sense of gratification, of achievement, because it's a massive milestone, and you should reward yourself, and you should feel great about that milestone. But then you quickly realize that 10k isn't a huge amount of money in this day and age. And unless you are one of those rare individuals that can make 10k and truly live within your means for the rest of your life, and I envy you, by the way, you're probably going to be someone like me who then gets the curse of entrepreneurship, who then gets the bug. Because then when you see 10k in your bank, you want 20k, you want 50k, you want 100k, and that is absolutely okay. And I actually think it's healthy to prepare yourself for that before you reach that milestone. If you prepare yourself for the fact that 10k is not really going to be the end goal for you, then maybe it might be 50, maybe it might be 100, maybe it might just be 15, right? If you prepare yourself for that, you're going to be so much more likely to achieve it because you're no longer putting it on this pedestal that almost makes it unachievable. Now, 10 to 50k is a completely different story, as is 50 to 100k and 100k to 500k plus. I've already touched on this throughout. Going through that process is a completely different story. If you want me to create videos on this in the future, let me know. Drop a comment down below and maybe I'll create that video for you going through how it differs going over those different stages, okay? And motivation levels will plateau. It is very normal for your motivation to plateau in your business, okay? When we start off with something new, we've got all this, we're fueled with this excitement, we're fueled with the energy and the buzz of the community that we have online and that we are a part of, okay? And so we're just ready to go. But that motivation will plateau because it's not easy. It will be difficult, okay? You're going to have to do a lot of stuff on a daily basis that you don't enjoy doing. You're going to have to take these actions like outreaching and cold calling and doing stuff that other people aren't prepared to do that will grind on your motivation levels over a time period. And so you must get accounted for. You need to surround yourself with other people in or on this same journey as you. Join our free agency owners community. I'll put a link in the description. You can join that and yeah, you can get involved and be surrounded by other people on a similar journey. Join our mentorship program. There's a link in the description for that as well. But you must surround yourself with other people. This helped me so much in the early stages, especially because your real life interactions, the old you, your old friends, everyone else that you used to be around before you killed that version of yourself, those relationships will start to become fragile. Fragile relationships will surface when you start doing well. And this is normally a sign that you need to get rid of those people. And I do hate those videos you see online on Instagram showing it's like, you just need to get rid of all the people in your life. Like, no, I don't think you should do that. I think you should allow the wrong people to surface themselves. I think you should allow the wrong people to show their true colors. Because when you start working on yourself, when you start prioritizing yourself, when you stop going out every weekend, those people will start moaning. They'll start slagging you off. You'll hear something through the grapevine. Those are the people that have identified themselves. They've raised their hand for you to say, fuck off. I don't need you in my life anymore. Get rid of those individuals when they come to the surface. And I say this happens in the cycle of 3 every single time. When you start something new, and this is, many of you will have anxiety on just starting a business. I know I did when I first started. I had huge anxiety on starting my YouTube channel, right? And it always happens in the cycle of 3. I say it every single time. First, people around you will take the piss. They'll take the piss and they'll slag you off and they'll be like, why is he doing this? Who does he think he is, etc. Then they will start asking questions. Why is he doing that? Is that working? Is he making money? I've seen he's been doing it for a long time. And then they will copy you. And that happens every single time. And at the end of that, when they copy you, in the end, of course, they fail and they ask you for help and you don't give it to them. That's when you get your own back. That's when you get that little bit of humble satisfaction. You're like, get rid of those people. They're toxic and they won't aid you in any way, shape or form. And they'll try and bring you down at every opportunity. And finally, work-life balance is a construct. Okay? I hate that term, work-life balance. Work and life are not separate entities. Work and life are only separate entities if you don't enjoy your work. If you fundamentally don't enjoy what you do, then yeah, cool. Work-life balance, fine, because you want to get rid of both of them. I love what I do. I'm obsessed with what I do. Was I obsessed with it straight away from the start? Probably not. Are you going to be obsessed with it at 0 to 5k? Maybe not. It's going to be difficult for you. You're going to really struggle with it. You're going to go through some mental demons and getting past that point. The minute you start getting results, you're going to start building that obsession. You're going to start getting the bug for it. You're going to finally start understanding how to play the game. You know, think about this. If you're learning a new game for the first time, you're playing something, you're playing online, just getting rinsed every single game. Like, this isn't fun. Every single time you're getting rinsed, people will just... just an absolute noob. Until you start getting better, until you start winning games, until you start understanding it, until you start memorizing the map, and then you get better and better and better, you get addicted to it, and there we go, you're set off, okay? I've been there all too many times. In the past life, in the old me, not anymore, right? But it's just like that. You fail forward, you're really shit at the start, you're getting pushed back, you're getting killed all the time, you're rage quitting. But as long as you keep coming back and you keep improving, you keep playing regularly, you're going to be an animal at that game at some point. And it's exactly the same in business. When you get better, you're going to get the addiction and you're going to love it. And when people say to you, hey, Jordan, you need more work-life balance, that'll piss you off. Just because they hate their work life doesn't mean you have to. So don't tolerate that around you. Understand that work and life are symbiotic and you want to aim for this harmony between both. Don't shoot yourself down for working on the weekends. Don't shoot yourself down for working 7-hour days. You don't have to do that, but you can if you want to, and it's absolutely okay. And your body will tell you when you need to take a break. Your body will tell you when you're overworked. Follow that naturally, and live your own life on your own terms. So guys, I hope this gave you a realistic understanding of what it's actually going to take to get to that 10K a month point. It's not going to be easy, sure, but it's absolutely going to be worth it. And I would do it 100 times over if I had to start from scratch every single time. Drop a comment down below and let me know which point resonated with you the most. And I will send you a copy of these notes that we've gone through, this Notion document that we've gone through in this video today. So drop me down a comment down below, let me know which resonated with you the most, and then click the link in the description and sign up to our newsletter, and you will receive this Notion document. And I'll see you all soon. See you later, guys. Cheers.